Hi, everyone. I am Linda Welbrock, the CEO and founder of Leading Women Entrepreneurs. And we have a guest here with us today who has been on the front lines. And it is my privilege and honor to introduce everyone to her today as one of the honorees for the 2020 Top 25 Leading Women. We have Kelly Ingram, who is an RN from Newark Beth Israel Medical Center. And she is one of the very many nurses that we can give a round of applause to for having the courage to do the work that needed to be done in our state's time of need. So thank you so much, Kelly, for everything you've done, and welcome.
Thank you. It's such an honor to be here and to be a part of this. And yeah, thank you so much. It's wonderful.
You're so welcome. Well, I want to start because you have a really fascinating background. I wish I could just everybody read your application because it's almost like reading a book. So just give me a little snippet, a high level summary of your backstory before you got into the medical world.
Absolutely. So I come from an arts background. My father was a musician. And of course, growing up with that and being involved in the arts all through school, I went into college for singing. I was studying opera and got my bachelor's in vocal performance, and then went to Brooklyn College Conservatory and received my master's in vocal performance, and was pursuing an operatic career. And of course, like any good artist, to pay the bills, I was working in restaurants. And so for many, many years, I was in the restaurant industry, auditioning and, doing that whole struggle. I got involved in managing in the restaurants, and quickly realized that, especially with the way the classical world works these days, it's there's not a lot of money for singers. And I kind of was paying the bills with managing, and then focused on that. And as I realized with being in the restaurant industry, that I got a lot of enjoyment and fulfillment in taking care of my customers and, making sure that they had a fabulous experience. But I wasn't as fulfilled in working within the restaurant industry itself. And, I was getting to that point that I wanted to do something more meaningful. And when realizing that it was the caretaking and making sure people were enjoying themselves that meant so much to me, the idea of coming into nursing and going into a real career that I could really make a difference sounded really intriguing. And as I did more research and decided why not, I applied and started nursing school. That was in 2017. So, a few years ago, went to Hudson County Community College and got my nursing degree, and then started in October as an RN with Newark Beth Israel. And then here we go from October to now, coming into the pandemic. And, realizing that I definitely, even through all of this, feel that I absolutely made the right decision. As hard as the work is and as challenging it is, I definitely come home feeling much more rewarded, much more fulfilled.
And as you should, because you are doing the work at a time in history that was needed most, and you have impacted this state and the community. And again, we're just grateful for that. So let's just ask, how did you find the courage to get up every day and go into the front lines of the COVID center and know that you might be infecting your loved ones?
Absolutely. I mean, I think one of the benefits is that, living in with just my boyfriend, and we kind of made our pact together so that he accepted the responsibilities by living with me, but having that ability to kind of be a little more secluded, and, not feel the fear of really spreading it to others within my family. It was kind of hard because I didn't. My parents live in the next town over, and we see each other pretty often. So I kind of had to limit that time a little bit, and then just because I didn't want to put them at risk. So that took a lot of the fear away. And then, it's what I've seen from all the new nurses that I've worked with, and just kind of how they are. They just have such a sense of caring and in a sense, duty, I guess. Like, they know that if it's not them, nobody is going to be there. And I've seen nurses jump into patients' room because they needed to react quickly without PPE, and just kind of act, and it's just almost instinctual. And it just that's part of why I love going to work every day, to be around these kind of people and to be inspired by them. And that in turn helps me to have that courage to say, like, this is we got to do this, and these people need us. And I just do the best that we can to protect ourselves and protect our families. And I know coworkers that had to stay at hotels, and really make those sacrifices. And it just blows my mind. And again, I just feel really honored. I think we all just kind of found our routine of doing the best that we could to protect those that we love. And then when you went to work, you just did it. You went and you made it happen.
Well, you did something that was extremely selfless, extremely bold, and beyond courageous. I know, especially when in the beginning or middle of March, when this all came out, how much fear there was just going outside of your own house, never mind going into the front lines of caring for the people who actually had it, and not knowing what that would mean for yourself. So, this award is well deserved for you and all of your colleagues who helped protect us. So thank you again. I want to ask, because you must have been under so much stress, as everybody was there anything that you did that made you relax?
Definitely. I'm so grateful for yoga online. I think I've become like huge into that. That was a definite help in stress relief. And absolutely, like everyone, Netflix. I just kind of, like, when I had time off, I literally put on the Netflix and just kind of went into that world for a while, so that I didn't have to think about it too much. But definitely those two things helped.
Help me. What was your favorite top Netflix series?
Oh God, I'm kind of embarrassed to admit it, but Tiger King came out.
Don't be that embarrassed. Oh, look, I
got it. Yeah, that was like the best distractor ever.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Yeah. We were obsessed for a minute. And then, now it's almost a challenge to find new shows to watch because we went through so many.
So I have, the sun is beaming down upon this amazing person here as a reminder that you are such a reminder of light in our city through your work, but it might make me look a little strange. That's okay. The light should be shined on you. I know. I got, Ozark. I'm so glad it ended, because it got me through this.
100%.
Right. So what have you learned basically from working in a hospital during a pandemic?
Wow. I think one of the best things that I think the restaurant business actually helped, and these are skills that I've taken and enhanced as a nurse, is just multitasking. I think people don't understand when you're nursing, you literally have 5 priorities handed to you at one time. And so just learning how to not get overwhelmed and kind of, put them in the best order that you can, that's going to be the most beneficial, and then act on it. And when I started, and it was definitely a challenge, trying to not get overwhelmed at work. And gratefully, I think I started working on that right when I got hired. So by the time that COVID hit, it's just about, task by task, and trying to put the most important tasks first. And And, you know, if you trying to just kind of not let everything get to you too much.
Not let everything hit you at once and be too overwhelmed.
Yes, correct. Exactly.
Something I'm trying to improve on myself. But now you've already, you transitioned into this at such a unforgettable moment in history. So what's your future? What are your bigger goals?
Right. Well, I have my associate's degree, and I just got accepted into Ohio University to work on my bachelor's degree in nursing. So I will start that next month, virtually, obviously. So that'll be interesting. And yeah, I'm really excited with my BSN. And then I'm starting to see that I really like working with kids. So I might try to transition into pediatrics, and then go back to school for my master's degree in either nursing education with pediatrics or either nursing management. So those are kind of my thoughts right now, but really excited to start this next journey, going right back to school with Ohio University. So yeah, it'll be interesting.
Well, that's great. I mean, listen, you're young, you are extremely bold and courageous, like I said earlier, and your message is extremely empowering to, any leading woman, and especially the women who come behind you, young women like my daughter. I don't want fear to stop her from anything, and you certainly are representative of that. So thank you for being an honoree and being the person that reflects the power of all nurses in this state, which I know all of us are grateful for. So our last question will be around some of the things that we miss and maybe don't miss from this pandemic, because the world has changed so much. So I want to ask you, do you miss New Jersey traffic?
Oh gosh, not at all. It was kind of interesting and kind of eerie at first when I started going to work, and I'm like, there's nobody on the road. Like,
Right?
going, yeah. And it was great. I actually could maybe get a few more minutes of sleep, and so definitely I don't miss it. I'm not looking forward to when everything is in full blown swing and I get to go back to to struggling down the turnpike.
Right. From Hoboken to Newark.
To
Forget it.
Newark.
Those could be some long hours in the car. So
Exactly.
you know what? We can take the good with the bad, and we can just, be so proud that we got through this. And I don't think we're all the way to the other side. And we know that life will never look as exactly as it once did. But again, you were a part of the solution. And we are so excited to honor you and all nurses in New Jersey for being leading women and for leading us through the changes that needed to happen over the last couple of months. So congratulations, Kelly. We can't wait to celebrate you on October 8th, and just keep doing the good work.
Thank you. I'm so grateful for this opportunity and to be honored. And like you said, I definitely view this as an honoree for all nurses. Not for me, but for myself and all my coworkers and everyone. So, but thank you so much for this opportunity.
Absolutely. You take care. Thanks so much, Kelly.
Thank you.